For fans looking for a mix between Vanderpump Rules and Below Deck, let us introduce you to Hulu's Vanderpump Villa. The reality series, which started streaming on Monday, April 1st, is set in Lisa Vanderpump's luxury French villa Chateau Rosabelle, and follows the staff as they live and work together while catering to their high-profile guests. Before Vanderpump Villa's premiere, Lisa exclusively told Jagan News that the show was not a copy of Vanderpump Rules. It is not Vanderpump Rules because it's more immersive and it's got guests and it's kind of more decadent in a way, she explained earlier this month. It is a little bit of Below Deck with that upstairs, downstairs feel. But it doesn't feel as tight as Below Deck. Lisa set the scene for us about what viewers can expect, adding, "It is in this whole landscape of the French countryside. It is probably more visual than a lot of shows because we have a lot of beautiful scenarios and parties that are set up. So you get that decadence, you get the electability, you get this kind of a naughtiness because you put them all together. So it's an immersive experience." The restaurateur also discussed the challenges that came with filming. When you are in the middle of the French countryside, you've got people that have filled positions. If they get it wrong, you can't say, "Okay, go home." You are out, you're suspended. Because there are 12 jobs and I need 12 people to do them, she detailed. So there was a lot of push and pull. Lisa concluded it is a lot of fun. There's definitely a real feel-good factor to the show, but it is complicated. Keep scrolling for a guide to every cast member on Vanderpump Villa. Over the years, Lisa has made her mark on the restaurant industry by opening establishments such as Villa Blanca, SUR, Pump Restaurant and Tom Tom. Most of the LA locations except Pump are still standing, while Lisa expanded to Vanderpump au Paris, Wolf by Vanderpump and now Chateau Rosabelle. That I opened dozens of hospitality experiences around the world. So I thought, why not cause a little trouble with a trial run experience in the French countryside, Lisa teased in the Vanderpump Villa premiere. I designed the chateau to be an escape for my guests. This is an old-world elegance and a step back in time, where guests can be fully immersed in a Vanderpump-curated experience. The server, who comes from Las Vegas, knows how to leave a lasting impression. Even though Hannah knows people are intimidated by her, she doesn't mind. In addition to being a girl's girl, Hannah bragged on Vanderpump Villa about being the server that makes you want to come back to an establishment. The lead server has ties to Vanderpump Rules through his friendship with Brock Davies and Skeena Shea. Eagle-eyed followers might have even spotted Marciano during the infamous season 11 scene when Brock revealed Katie Maloney's hookup with Max Boyens to the rest of the cast at SUR. When he isn't wrapped up in his love drama with Hannah, Marciano is focused on his job. He grew up in Las Vegas and worked at all the best nightclubs before being hired by Lisa. Marciano, however, has been known to break the rules, with a past business having to make a policy about not fraternizing with fellow employees because of him. Before moving to Los Angeles and becoming the chateau manager, Eric grew up on a farm in Ohio where he spent his childhood wrestling. The self-proclaimed country boy loves nature and bugs such as grasshoppers and spiders. Eric is recently divorced and looking to find someone new to spend his time with. The mixologist comes from Atlanta after originally growing up in Florida. Telly's drive comes from her mother, who worked hard and never depended on a man. After being poor as a child, Telly is determined to never put herself in that situation or to let anything hold her back. She plans to make her money, get tips, and form connections. The housekeeper grew up in North Carolina before her move to Florida. After growing up in a cabin in the woods, Grace has struggled with having a secure life. She joined the show in hopes of opening more doors and so that one day she won't have to scrub more toilets. While Emily called working with Lisa surreal, she is also determined to open her own place in the future. The New York native has worked in hospitality her whole life, which made her very competitive. The housekeeper is also driven by the idea of being better than other people. The server from Los Angeles calls herself a hurricane because she is so intense. She served for 11 years before joining the show and has notably never lived with co-workers. After being in hospitality for 12 years, Andre is ready for the next step. His experience as a mixologist originated in Dallas. Andre has been going through an emotional journey because he lost his mom 4 years prior. He chose to work with Lisa because his late mother was a huge fan and Andre wants to make her proud. The event coordinator, who comes from Miami, has crafted events for great companies including Dior. Gabriella also hopes to learn from throughout the season Lisa about working to build something big for herself. Thank you. You have successfully subscribed. Subscribe to newsletter. Subscribe by signing up. I agree to the terms and privacy policy and to receive emails from Jaga News. Deal of the day. Yes. Score 64 off these overly comfy Adidas sneakers today. View deal. Check our latest news in Google News. Follow us. Check our latest news in Apple News. Follow us. You have successfully subscribed. By signing up, I agree to the terms and privacy policy and to receive emails from Jaga News. Check our latest news in Google News. Check our latest news in Apple News. The executive chef is eager to return to his roots in France after spending a significant amount of time in Los Angeles. Anthony wasn't thrilled to be working in the States but is not excited about the next steps in his career. Despite being a restaurant manager in Las Vegas for years, Steven proudly has plans to be a trophy husband. Steven previously worked at Caesars before making the move to collaborate with Lisa. The events coordinator has known Lisa for about 4.5 years because he was the first maitre d' at Vanderpump Cocktail in Las Vegas. Steven was let go because corporate didn't appreciate a snarky remark from him. After spending time in Miami, Caroline was relieved to be back in France. Her experience in the hospitality industry rounds up to more than a decade, which explains why Caroline is very invested in making people feel great.